WBTN, the station that's working for you. This is 2 News Now.
Good morning, everyone. It is finally time to get things started. Thank you so much for joining us for 2 News Now on this marvelous Monday. I love that. That's perfect. Very fitting. A marvelous Monday. Thank you for joining me. I'm your host. I'm Alexis Bellamy. It is Monday, December 8th, and I'm joined by 2 News anchor Kelly King. Kelly, good morning.
Good morning. I love your alliteration. Marvelous Monday.
Marvelous Monday. If you can think of one, I think I've done Terrific Tuesday, but I'm changing them every day.
Magnificent Monday.
See, that'll be next. See, and it gives you something to look forward to,
Sure
right?
does, yes.
So we've got plenty of news and top weather or weather to get to. But first, we're starting things out with a look at your top stories for this morning. And we have a big update for you guys. Listen to this. Montgomery County Clerk of Courts Mike Foley appeared in court just a few hours ago, and he has pled guilty to 2 misdemeanors, we've learned. Foley was indicted in July of 2024 on 9 charges connected to his previous time in office. Now, since then, this case has seen a series of developments, and it's one of the 2 big stories that we're looking out for today. In fact, 2 News anchor or 2 News reporter Kayla Ferris will be on to explain a little bit more about what happened this morning. Something we're keeping an eye on, Kelly.
Yes, and then also the community is mourning a heavy loss this morning. Karen Wick died over the weekend. She's a restaurant owner and a Dayton Public School Board member. In a statement, DPS Board President Dr. Cassandra Goodwine released a statement saying she died on Sunday. She says Wick represented the very best of public service and always showed up with a steady heart and a genuine smile. Apart from being on the school board since 2021, Wick was also a mother of 2, and she was also the owner of Coco's Bistro in Dayton. We are still waiting to hear any details about funeral arrangements. Once we do, we'll be sure to pass them along, but a heavy loss for the community this morning.
Always when it's someone who provides a service or sits on a board and is also such a pillar of the community.
And very unexpected, too.
Thank you for that, Kelly. And our third top story this morning, we are following up with police after a violent weekend in Dayton, including an incident where a teenager was shot through a door. A 13-year-old was shot in his torso on Saturday afternoon through the door of a house on Mary Avenue. Witnesses described a possible gray SUV as the source of the gunfire, but there's currently no suspects, and police say they do not know if this was a retaliation of any kind. This was one of the 3 shootings in the Dayton area on Saturday. Police are asking for the public's help in sharing this information to kind of help reduce these violent crimes around our area. Now, there have been 13 instances, of gun-related crimes involving someone under the age of 20 this year. 7 of them, Kelly, were deadly. The investigation is being handled by Dayton Police Homicide Unit.
I know community activists are now calling on action to stop the gun violence as well. Dion Green, one of the major people that's outspoken in that. Also, it was a weekend of loss, unfortunately, for Ohio. Ohio State learned its fate in the college football playoff after a loss in the Big Ten championship on Saturday night. It was a hard game to watch. The Buckeyes dropped 1 spot in the rankings after a 13-10 loss against Indiana. It was not a fun game to watch, especially towards the end. Also, might I say, a boring game, too. You know,
Games
with
can be that.
With
They're
the
not always
defense, it was
exciting.
just kind of boring. Yeah. So the Buckeyes quarterfinal matchup against either Texas A&M or Miami will be on New Year's Eve at 7:30 in the Cotton Bowl. Also, whatever dreams that remain for the rest of the Bengals season. That was dashed on Sunday as well. The Bengals lost their 9th game this season, 39-34 against the Buffalo Bills. So, yeah, an unfortunate weekend for Ohio. And also the Browns lost as well.
So a big L. But you need these kind of days to be able to look back on once you finally, do win. And be like, yes,
it's humbling.
Remember this. It's humbling. Perfect. That's exactly the point, Kelly. Very humbling. Final top story this morning. The trial continues today for Antoine Benson. Defense attorneys will present their side of this argument today. Now, he is the man who's accused of shooting into several Dayton homes and killing 12-year-old Isabella Carlos in 2024. We talked a little bit about this story just last week.
Yeah.
Now, the prosecution rested on a Friday after bringing in 2 more witnesses. That was that update. One witness was a Dayton detective who actually gathered some cell phone and video records from before, during, and after the shooting as it was taking place. The detective said he was able to place Benson at the scene of the time during the shooting. Now, he explained that what the initial break was, which helped him piece everything together. So we are moving forward with this case, which is a great thing. happy things are moving forward. So we are going to take a quick look at weather. Now we are starting the week, and I will say when I woke up this morning, I'll say it was regular cold. I'll say I wasn't like freezing, if there's such a thing, you know?
I was.
Okay.
You did get up a little bit earlier, but it was like
That's true.
It was regular cold.
It was down in the upper teens and mid-teens for some of our northern counties this morning, so below normal. It wasn't that windy initially, but the winds have picked up.
Maybe
so,
that's why.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why we'll take
And
that.
at least that snow is melting.
Yes.
You know, we're
Yes.
seeing some grass once again.
Oh
Yeah.
we've got a lot of melting snow, just maybe a few piles here and there, and it's going to continue to melt as we go through this week. Today, we're going to stay pretty close to freezing, but we are going to see some sun between the clouds at times, so that'll help. Here's a live look in Trotwood. You can see the flag is blowing in that breeze, and we're going to continue to see the breeze up around 10, 15 miles per hour as we go through the day, so that'll just keep a bit of a wind chill going. Right now, these are our air temperatures. It is still 19 degrees in Union City and Minster, 21 up towards Wapakoneta, but it is 27 in Dayton, Springboro, and Urbana. Springfield is 26, and Fairborn is currently 29 degrees. Wind chill, when you factor in that breeze, feeling like the teens. 15 in Dayton, 12 up in Lima. Indy feels like 14, Columbus 16, and down towards Cincinnati, it feels like 17 degrees. So you can see that we do have a lot of clouds around. We're going to call it partly sunny today. It is going to stay dry, even though we have clouds in the area. Temperatures will just get into the low 30s for highs, but that is about it for today. Then we're going to start to warm up a little bit. We're going to take a look at how warm it gets over the next couple of days, straight ahead in your forecast.
All right, I'm looking forward to that
Me
warm up,
too.
Jamie.
I was
Me
gonna say,
too.
we were just talking about how, you lose, it's humbling, gives you something to look forward to when you finally win. It's the same thing with these temperatures.
Yeah.
Sure.
We have to embrace the cold because once it's finally 60, 70, what have you, we have something to compare it to.
We're not
Well,
getting
perfect.
that warm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you don't
Eventually.
have to.
Eventually,
You don't
yes.
have to embrace the cold. I'm just
Yeah.
You
saying.
don't. You can't reject it. You're right about
You
that.
can just count your blessings when it gets warmer. Yeah. Well,
Thanks,
switching
Jamie.
gears now, we are following a story this morning that we're working to learn if anyone is in custody after a shooting in an East Dayton neighborhood. It happened around 11:14 Sunday night on Arbor Avenue. That's near Wyoming Street. A 911 caller told dispatchers their friend had been shot. No word right now on that person's condition. We're still working to learn any kind of updates. So once we get any new information, we'll be sure to bring it to you.
Perfect. Thanks, Kelly. And we are jumping across things just a little bit. We are just moving on to going back to the snow. We just heard Jamie talk about some of that weather. Look at this, you guys.
Pretty.
The winter season's first snowfall has fallen in D.C., creating a picturesque scene at the White House. The National Weather Service estimated snow to be around a light dusting to 2 inches around Friday. Now, the NWS also said there could be light snow into the southern suburbs of D.C. during today's commute this morning. And I will say, as someone who, frequented D.C., my dad worked in there, I just... like the backup, just the time, the planning, it's crazy. I don't know if you guys have anything like it here as far as it comes to like traffic because of the snow. Like this looks beautiful, but the city is probably just not moving.
It does look beautiful. People don't know how to drive in the snow.
That is correct.
That's the
That's almost
problem. That's the problem
everywhere.
everywhere, really.
It really
Yeah.
is. Okay, but while we're thinking of the snow, I have another question for you guys. We're going to switch gears to our react to that question for this morning. We're talking snow, all things holiday. I want to know about upcoming Christmas for you guys.
Okay.
What is the focal point of your room? I know it's the tree, but is that tree a live tree or an artificial tree? What is your preference? I want to know, you guys. How are you guys? Which side of the coin do you fall on? Kelly, you go first.
So I am an artificial tree girl.
Okay.
But I love live trees. I love the smell of them.
Yeah.
It's just not worth the hassle. And by the time, I'm a procrastinator. So by the time I would get the tree up, it would be probably time to take it down if
Okay.
it was a live tree.
Okay.
So that's why I'm an artificial tree girl.
You're an artificial
Yeah.
tree.
How
I
about
am
you?
as well. When I was younger, my parents did the live tree thing. I think they thought it was, really nice and sweet, and especially we'd go and like pick out the
Yeah.
tree and stuff.
It's fun.
We quickly moved away from that. We're now artificial tree people.
It's a little bit easier with an
It's-
artificial tree.
It certainly is.
And a little less messy.
It is, but
Yeah.
still the smell is there, and that's what we love. But I want want to hear from you guys. Tell me, are you a live or artificial tree person? What's in your living room or going to be in it? Scan that QR code and get in on the conversation. Your time now is 11:09. We are looking ahead to what is going on today. We're actually going to circle back to one of our top stories from this morning. Montgomery County Clerk of Courts, Mike Foley, was in court. He entered a guilty plea to those 2 misdemeanors. We know that he is still facing several other charges that are all in connection to this earlier time in office. In fact, 2 News reporter Kayla Ferris is here with us this morning. She was in court and has the latest on this plea this morning. Kayla, good morning.
Morning, Alexis, Kelly. It's weird to be on the reporter side of things instead of the co-host side. But yes, I was in court this morning, and I'm here to say I know it happened very quickly. We thought there was going to be a jury. We thought there was going to be several days that came with this process, and that's just not what happened. Over the weekend, Mike Foley pled guilty to 2 misdemeanor charges, and the other charges were dismissed today. So he originally had 7 charges. He pled guilty to 2 of those, and the rest were dismissed today in court.
Yeah, Kayla, you also spoke with Foley's lawyer. What did he have to say?
Yeah, Foley's lawyer was happy. He said that Mike Foley is happy about this outcome. He's able to go back to work. This is pretty much the end of the road in terms of this trial. He said that Foley was very relieved at the outcome of what happened, and now he's going to be able to continue to serve the people in Montgomery County. And he also said that these 2 misdemeanors that he pled guilty to, he said Foley was like unknowing about them. So he said there was like a $25 barbecue or like a $25 to play golf that he extended to some people during his campaign that he didn't know that he was not allowed to do. So some people you can do that with. There are other people that you're not allowed to have any type of monetary exchange between. And so that is what Foley pled guilty to. And when I asked him, why was this an oversight? Why did this happen? He said there were all these checks and balances, people that Foley had to check this and make sure that it just got overlooked, essentially. So, but he said that Foley is very relieved with how things turned out, and now he will be back to work.
Okay, and Kayla, you did touch on it just a little bit, and I just wanted to ask for a little bit further some background on how exactly we got here and those charges he pled guilty to and those that were dismissed. How did we arrive here to this point?
Yeah, Mike Foley, he was indicted over a year ago in July of 2024. He had 7 charges and 9 counts that he was charged for. We know 2 of those misdemeanors that he pled guilty to. And so there was a lot of back and forth when it came to this trial. We know that he had a plea of no contest, and then he withdrew it. And then at the last moment over the weekend, then he changed his plea to guilty. So there was a lot of back and forth, and it ultimately ended in him being back at work.
Right. All right, Kayla, thank you so much for staying on that for us this morning. We'll look to see what else you have at First Up 4 today.
All right, thanks, guys.
Perfect. Time now to take a quick break. On the other side of things, we are talking a very sweet start to your week. I've got just the story for you. If you are a baker, on the other side of the break, I'm going to tell you how you can bring some holiday cheer to the servicemen and women at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Don't go away.
2 News Now, brought to you by Universal Windows Direct.
Hi, I'm Dan, the owner of Universal Windows Direct of Dayton. This is Bowie. He's been sniffing out the coolest winter deals for you. For a limited time, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Get $250 off for patio doors and entry doors, $1,500 off for roofing, and $2,000 off for siding. Plus this week, 24 months interest-free financing for all products. Keep the cold out and the savings in. Give us a call now.
Universal Windows Direct.
Now is 11:15, and we're back with that countdown to the 2026 Winter Olympics. And we are getting so close, you guys. Just about 2 months out now. We are 60 days away. That's how many days are left on the calendar until the torch is lit. We know that's on February 6th of next year. Now, we have big news for you this morning, a bit of an update, if you will. The 2026 Winter Olympic Flame has begun its journey, setting off from Rome on a relay all across Italy. That's what you're seeing here. The relay started on Saturday, marking the 2 months before the February 6th opening ceremony. The trek will cover almost 7,500 miles. That will wind its way through all 110 Italian provinces. And when the games do begin, you guys remember that you can just watch them right here on WTN. Very exciting time.
Yeah, I love the Winter Olympics.
So
Actually, I
looking
love the
forward
Summer
to it.
Olympics. They're just so fun to watch. It doesn't matter which ones.
See, I will say I do like the Winter Olympics because I do like the look. I like the snow in the background. And you actually said perfectly earlier, Kelly, we have seen some of that snow here at home kind of go away, which is perfect. So we're going to turn now to that Storm Team 2 forecast, get you guys another look at the start of the week forecast with Jamie Jarosik. Jamie, what can we expect this day? Well, I said today, but for the rest of the days, for the rest of the week, really, with those below freezing temperatures.
Yeah, so yes, we are below freezing right now, but by tomorrow, we're going to go above freezing, closer to normal than we've been in quite some time. And then Wednesday, too. So we'll have a couple days. But there's always a trade-off when you get a warm up like this in the winter. It's going to be windy, and we'll probably have some precipitation.
Great.
Oh, boy.
So let's break it down. The rest of today is looking like we'll see a mix of sun and clouds, dry conditions. It's 27 right now, so partly sunny and dry. A little bit breezy. You can see the camera kind of shaking around in the wind, and below normal temperatures continue for at least one more day. Heading into tomorrow morning, a lot of spots drop into the teens. Dayton probably right around 20. 16 up in Troy, and then 14 out towards Springfield and Urbana. Another frigid start tomorrow morning. But tomorrow afternoon, we'll actually make a run at 40 degrees. Our average high this time of year is 44. We're getting closer to that. Wednesday's high is 42. And then it gets cold again. So Thursday, Friday highs will just be in the low 30s. And then Saturday's high is 18 degrees. Sunday in the low 20s. And then next week, we're going to kind of hang well below normal in the 30s. Look at our satellite radar loop. You can see the clouds that have been working through the area. The snow that was south of us continues to head off to the south and east, and high pressure will keep things pretty quiet for us today and tomorrow. Here's Future Track showing some of those clouds around the area. It'll be partly sunny for the drive home at 5 just before the sun sets. And then overnight we'll start off mostly clear, but we do expect clouds to roll in. And tomorrow we'll have periods of the day where it's mostly cloudy, likely in the morning, and then potentially a break going through lunchtime with more clouds rolling in for the mid to late afternoon. Daylight hours look to stay dry Tuesday, but heading into Tuesday night, we have the chance for some rain. It's going to be warm enough for rain overnight and into Wednesday morning. And so Wednesday, we'll have some scattered rain showers, and then cold air will move in behind the system, and that's going to change it back over to snow showers. But as of this point, we're not expecting a lot of accumulation. Here's your forecast for today. It's partly sunny, breezy, and cold. We'll see highs up to 31 degrees. Overnight low is down to 20. Partly cloudy conditions. Some of those outlying areas will be in the teens. And mostly cloudy, windy, and chilly tomorrow with a high of 40. Winds will be gusting to 30 miles per hour. And we could even see winds gusting closer to 40 miles per hour Wednesday. Wednesday's high is 42 with some rain changing to snow. Slight snow chance Thursday, and again on Friday, we could see some snow around. But check out that weekend, guys. We're going to see those mornings in the single digits, both Saturday and Sunday.
I can't even look too closely at that, Jamie, for too long.
It is a weekend to stay in bed.
It is.
Yeah, and also, I don't like the look of Wednesday, though, either. Yeah. I don't like the rain.
With rain.
No.
Yeah, that's kind of like the worst weather.
I will say I accept the sun, like even if it is going to be these temperatures, if the sun is at least out, that makes me feel a little bit better.
That always helps.
Thank goodness.
Right, yeah. Thanks, Jamie.
All right, switching gears now. The organizer of the infamous 2017 Fire Festival, Billy McFarland, held a small music festival in Honduras over the weekend that was framed as a comeback for the convicted fraudster. The main concert was held Saturday, featuring artists including French Montana. One event goer says the total number of attendees, artists, and staff was around 300 people, so I guess I would say smaller there.
Right.
McFarland was sentenced to 6 years in prison after pleading guilty to counts of wire and bank fraud related to the organization of the 2017 festival. You may remember that. He was released from prison in 2022 after serving less than 4 years. So that was his comeback.
Wow, that was his comeback. And then just from looking at this video here, I mean, if people are like, this doesn't look anything like what we saw before.
No.
Which we can take
No,
this as good.
much smaller than what we
Right.
saw before.
And it seems like he had the money for it. And on that note, listen to this. Let's talk about the payoff of a lifetime, you guys. Y'all, the Powerball jackpot has ballooned to almost $900 million. And guess what? You still have a chance to win it. After no one claimed Saturday's ticket, the jackpot has climbed to $875 million. That is like a double whoa. The cash option, however, comes out to $403 million, which is still nothing to sneeze at. It's the second largest prize this year. And in September, two winners from Texas and Missouri shared a $1.8 billion jackpot. Wow. That drawing will be at tonight at 11 o'clock, you guys. Best of luck to you if you are playing.
Oh, I'm going out and buying myself
see?
a lottery ticket.
So let's wish Kelly some luck.
If you don't see me tomorrow,
Then we know why. Okay. Good to know. Looking ahead, let's talk about a sweet start to the week, you guys. The time has finally arrived. It's the beginning of the 25th annual Airman Cookie Drive, and it starts today. It's put on by the Wright-Patterson Spouses Club. And here to tell us more about the drive is one of this year's coordinators, Kathy Orr. Kathy, good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
You look so
morning.
festive.
Thank you.
Love that. Thank you so much for being here. Tell us a little bit about this year's drive. What do people need to know?
So every year we have done this for the past 25 years, and we ask from the community, from the people on the Air Force Base, to donate homemade cookies or store-bought cookies to be delivered to our airmen that are living in the dorms. These are our young 18, 19, 20-year-olds that are away from family. It might be their first assignment. And so we want to share a little holiday magic with them, give them a taste of home, and just remind them about how much our community appreciates their sacrifices and everything they do. And so today we are going to be accepting cookies at the Wright Prairie Chapel off base, so you do not have to have base access. That is going to be from 4 to 6:30. And then tomorrow morning, we will be accepting donations at the USO on base from 6:30 in the morning to 10 a.m. And again at the Wright Prairie Chapel off base from 10 to 11 a.m. So, and also if your kiddo would like to contribute, we are also accepting holiday cards. So happy holidays, a funny joke, just anything to kind of get our airmen a little bit of love.
Holiday spirit, yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
Kathy, you've done this before. This is so special
I love
to
it.
the airmen. Why?
Because, so many times we get so busy in our lives and they're by themselves. I'm lucky. I have my family here for the holidays, and they sometimes, they're working long hours and they come home and there's no hot holiday meal or anything. So it's just so important. We have a lot of airmen that received cookies in years past, and they come back and they volunteer. So the feedback is everybody
circle.
loves it.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. So, Kathy, really quickly, tell us when this drive wraps and where people can go to drop those cookies off one more time.
It wraps up tomorrow. So today from 4 to 6:30, we are accepting them at the Wright Prairie's Chapel off base. And then also tomorrow from 6:30 to 10 a.m. at the USO, and again at the Wright Prairie's Chapel from 10 to 11. So come on out and bring us some goodies.
Awesome. Kathy, thank you so much for coming on this morning. Good luck to you guys this year.
Thank you so much. Happy
Beautiful
holidays.
times. Happy holidays. We are going to take a quick break now. On the other side, we've got to look at what's coming up in Living Dayton. And you react to that responses. Don't go away. Welcome back, everybody. A quick look at those React to That responses. And some of these look like how Kelly and I kind of feel. So Debbie says, I much prefer a live tree, but I no longer enjoy the work of it, which makes perfect sense. It's exactly what Kelly and I were saying. Now, Kara says, I love the smell of a real one, but I use an artificial one. No needles to clean up for months. Understand, when you have the work to do, you can do it. Good
No
for you
needles, no
guys.
sap, nothing like that.
And we are looking ahead to what is coming up today in Living Dayton. Grace is here to break it down for us. Grace.
Yeah, we have El Mason in the kitchen today. They're going to be making Spanish hot chocolate.
Something
I'm so excited.
to
I cannot
try,
wait.
especially with this
I need
weather
it.
from Jamie. Ooh.
That's so right. We need it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Grace. We are looking forward to that. We will see you all back here tomorrow at 11 o'clock for 2 News Now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alexis Bellamy with Kelly King. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. Have a good one.